Kind of funny how we put educational purposes only. Like, you know, it's not financial advice. But what's funny about that is, like, isn't it up to the person how they use the data? Attention is for educational purposes only. But I mean, what if it's entertaining? Do we put entertaining purposes only? And what if you're too stupid to learn? Like, is it still educational? Yeah. I think, if it's not financial advice and it's not educational because you're stupid, then it's entertaining. So am I being dictatorial by putting that it's educational? I tell you. I went this on my TikTok. There's a lot of glare. I'm gonna double check the camera. Going deep. Let's see if this helps. Actually, that did help. Yeah, that did help. It's much more crisp around the edges. There's still a lot of glare, and I just cannot adjust the exposure on that TikTok cam. But no, well. And over. Boom. All right, let's talk about this market. So this morning we had released some financial data. Personal spending, and the month-over-month personal spending has gone up 0.4%. Previously had contracted 2%, down 0.2%. And personal income, very similar, 0.3% month-over-month increase. So a little more income coming in for everybody, and they are spending a little bit more than all of it, which is not good. It means they're going to debt. It means the Fed is really needs to continue to beat us to a bloody pulp, to stop your spending, stop reaching into debt to buy, stop it. Stop. That's what the Fed basically wants to do, is to control and mute and sever all spending to the point where you have no more debt left to spend. I mean, there's spenders out there that won't stop until they're completely in debt and they can't get any more debt, and it's the end. I mean, that's just how they spend. And frankly, the Fed wants that. Those type of people are the type that end up homeless, evicted and homeless and poor, and so it's sad. But that's almost the target demographic of the Fed. Like, it needs to stop the compulsive spending. You've got to batten down the hatches, read the white writing on the wall, be patient, wait this out, and just some people can't. And so he's got to keep hammering those rate hikes, and it just strengthens and hardens the whole rate hiking process by a certain percentage point. Percentage probability. It gets a little bit hardened. So it just means that this recession, the number today means this recession will be, another 10 days longer or something. It just adds to the hardening and duration and severity of the recession recovery, whenever that's supposed to happen, through this rate hiking process. So anyway, the markets have reacted, and they reacted. I can pull it up here. Initially, just with a lot of volatility, and now we're coming mostly down. We have a small intraday downtrend on the data to levels which have a ton of volume of demand below them. So probably there'll be some testing of lows today. Again, we're going to test lows. We'll see what that does to the VIX. But currently the VIX is showing bullish divergence. So contrary to what everything you're kind of hearing about, the proof is in the pudding. Uh, you know, people are not hedging to the downside commensurate with the kind of fear that they're saying. So that it is probably a smart money trap that they've set up, and the whole doomsdayer thing is just to mop up people who are going short at the bottom on breakdowns, because those are going to be fake downs and get bought up. That could be their analysis. In any event, we're ready to go either way. It really doesn't matter to me or us or our group or traders, or even investors, so long as you know when to get out, and when your thesis has changed. So anyway, though right now the market is pushing down, and we'll see how that affects things during the market open. We are watching a couple of stocks this morning, momentum pre-market movers. We're keeping an eye on ABOS, ABOS, also OCUL, OCUL. Those two in particular are very interesting to me. There is potential for some good percentage movement on INM, but it's just strictly volatility. And so you could get destroyed as much as you make anything. And then also IONQ, also with a lot of potential. We're watching a couple of others, but those have mostly faded. We'll see where they go. There's an IPO today, LASE. Okay. All right, we have 6.5 minutes. Yes, JN. Let's talk about that for a second. He says, I feel like everyone is bearish, and he's asking, it's time to buy. Yes, and the reason is because when you look at the daily chart of the market, we've had 7 days at this level this year, at levels below this level. And on every single one of those 7 days, 100% of the time, it has been met with strong buying demand. So it would seem that if you were to buy here and push all in with your investing here, that unless we break a new 52-week low, at which point you can get all out, there's a huge amount of cushion and padding, protective layering there at this price level. And so from a risk standpoint, this is a great time to try and pick this as the bottom. One of the worst case scenarios is that we actually rally for a couple of weeks, and then that's all we get, and then we go back and make new lows. Well, you'll be able to watch the 50 moving average crossovers and get out on a move like that at a profit. So there's a lot of positive reasons why to go ahead and get in right here. Or either 1 year plus portfolio or even for swing trading. And it is because of all that downside protection we're getting. We've seen 100% of the time at levels towards their 52-week lows on the markets. Now, we're gone Robo. Okay, we've got some information that we've gone Robo. Is that correct? Robo. Yes, there it is. All right, so it's for that reason that I think this is a great time to seize the opportunity of this nice risk reward setup with this padding down below. If you're wrong, you're going to lose it a little bit, 1 to 3 to 4% max, depending on the move. And but if you're right, you're going to make, thousands of percent in the long run if this was the best time to get in fact, on the market. Domo arigato, Mr. Rabato. The guys on TikTok have no idea what we're talking about, but because they get my live over the air voice feed. But you guys with the microphones, yeah. Let me get that mic a little bit closer. Let's get that nice Luke Skywalker, A New Hope glow. Or no, this is more like when they were in Empire Strikes Back and Luke is out there, in the snow, and it's and they're closing the gates and everyone's sad. The QQQ is at the weekly and monthly 50 SMA and 200 SMA close. Is that right? Okay. Well, we're still under the 200 and the 50 on the daily candle, but that is interesting. That is interesting. ASMR starting to move, Randy. Is that what we're saying? All right, let's see. I'll put that over Arvel. Oh no, trading AS. Oh, you made me think that was a ticker. No. All right, we've got 2.5 minutes until the market opens. And I am very curious to see what happens with OCUL after the open. If OCUL breaks the high of 518, that's an entry. You might have to put your risk down to a stop of 450, though. So about 75 cents of risk. That's fine. So use the 1% rule on that. What's our in and out on IONQ? I'd like to see it get over 525. That should be enough for it to get over 540 pre-market high. And a stop underneath 510. All right, we have the market opening in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. Can't really get into that BBBY thing right now. You said that they'd be break even by the end of the year. I mean, yeah, I think you're getting a little hyper focused on BBBY. There's a lot of opportunities out there. It's sounding like you're in it and sweating bullets. I don't know if that's the case, but it's kind of sounding like that. 1 minute, 15 seconds. And I'm happy to go over that more later. But right now we need to focus on the open of this market and the opportunities that it presents. Someone says LITM is running right now. I don't know about that. I'm not seeing that here. Yeah, no, it is. LITM, actually one of the better looking opportunities this morning. LITM. I don't know why that didn't come up on my price chart here. 4 million, probably because the amount of dollars flowing into it is very low. All right, market's opening in 7 seconds. Let's see what you got, market. IONQ failing out miserably. Could be a flush down. The market's selling off at the open so far. Could be last chance to dip buy, or it could be something worse. Okay, thanks, man. We got some moving on AIMD. If it can get up and over 212, then that's an entry with a pivot stop at 195 for 20. What is that? 27 cents of risk, something like that. 207. AIMD, the most on fire one. OCUL getting really close to that 518 pre-market break. OCUL, OCUL. That's that one with 75 cents of risk we were talking about. And there it is on AIMD, a break over 212 for pre-market cheat pivot entry. And then it's 222 on the high side for the pre-market breakout. So there you go for about 25 cents of risk on AIMD, putting it at a 2-to-1, a 50%, a 50 cent increase, or a 260 or 270 price target, ultimate price target. All right, the market is lifting off of the open. It is slightly green right now off of the open. It looks like the market is being bought up off of the open. And there goes AIMD. It hit 224. It just broke pre-market high. Yes. Randy, did you get a piece of that at 212 breakout? Very good. Randy played perfectly. It's now 229, 230, 231. AIMD, the hottest stock of the morning so far. Here we go. Let's switch over to the 15-second chart. We've got some action. $228 pullback. Why do I not see volume information on this chart? Is that the one chart I didn't put volume on? It is. Wait a minute. I'm missing volume on a lot of these charts. Interesting. Well, I don't know what the float situation is on AIMD. But based on this movement, it seems pretty good. Seems like it's in that sweet spot. What is the bull bear ratio at the moment? Great question. At the moment, it's 55% bearish, 54% bearish. Let's see if it's 50% bearish. Oh, now 52% bullish. So right there at that 50% mark, boop, it can go either way. So it's about a doji right now. It's in that sort of doji range. You're like, doji what? It just means indecisiveness. So the market behaving indecisive here, although it is being bought up. It is green, but volume-wise, it's a pretty solid split right down the middle, right there at 50%. Because there we are, 51% bullish, 52% bullish. And then just a minute ago it was 51% bearish. It tilts to both sides. You guys can see that. Members, you guys can see that here. Let's see, I'll draw a little arrow. More specific. This is the last like 3 weeks of bullish bearish sentiment. And this is the figure we're talking about here. There goes AIMD, spiked up to 234. Randy already had his laddered exits, I'm sure. It's all set up and ready to go. Underneath, if with a $2 stock, I'm guessing he chose $5 levels. Excuse me, 5-cent levels. We are getting some rejection wickage now on the market. Some upside rejection. So that it could just be putting it at the top. This may turn out to be a doji day. So far, that's the morning projection. Interesting. I need to redraw these. Because they'll never be less than 50%. The way I can programming error. There was a breakdown of a consolidation area there, but it did run right into a support area. I think we've turned into we've not a momentum breakout strategy, and instead, like we talked about last night, the base building pullback strategy. RJ's like, fuck, I missed that. Yeah, RJ, you did. Where the hell were you? He's like, I'm really embarrassed. I forget. He's like, no. See, my mother, I had to do CPR, and it was, yeah, he's got a good excuse. The dog, my dog, it ate. All right, let's take a look at all the opportunities as AIMD just sort of struggles right there. And we have LitM failing out. We've got IONQ failing out. INM with not enough volume. ABOS not really doing much. FWI not doing much. OCUL fading away. Yeah, so it does remain the only opportunity. And at this point, like I said, the strategy to switch to on AIMD is base building. So you're going to be looking for flush downs around VWAP. Is everybody ready? Who was in class last night? You guys should intimately understand that strategy and be able to actually execute that today. That's what things are looking like on AIMD now. Now you could attempt to try to do the breakout strategy here at 234, a break of new high. But I think based on this behavior and how it broke this consolidation area with a flush down and faked out here, that it's no longer breakout strategy stock. All right, good, RJ. Beat, yeah. Is it moving now? Let's see. No, it's not.
Alert.
Oh, the market really dropping right now. A hard drop, Randy brings our attention. We may be testing lows again and even breaking new lows. But by the end of the day, my prediction is, and it could happen in the last 20 minutes, it's all going to get bought back up and we're going to close with a hammer candle with wick rejection. For now, this is a short move on the market that you can day trade. And a break of yesterday's low will create a panic drop, and that's about to happen on the SPY. Is Nicole in here? She wants to know about that kind of stuff when it comes up. And you have to excuse her. She's a little slow. I'm just kidding. Oh, damn. There she is. She's not even in here. Yo. Nicole, spy panic drop incoming. I'm gonna give her the clue to key in on that. Because you have to excuse my friend. She's a little slow. The panic drop is that way. You're in luck. There's two excellent traders up the road. And yeah, boy, what a bunch of lucky traders. Those guys are. Wait a minute. They're actually the other way. Camille says SPY puts below 359.7 with a question mark. After 2 years of trading, it doesn't know where yesterday's low is. Oh, I know. You're just saying, no, you know where the low is. Am I saying that's where you should get puts? I don't know what you should do. We have to watch out for being financial advice. Somebody said, Seabass and the fellas are buying up GME. Anyway, Camille, I mean, that's the play. That's the play. But the selling volume and buying volume is very divided today. And so we are getting doji-like action on the market. We are back up right now, for example. So it's, like I said, there's a lot of demand down here. It's quite possible that a breakdown of 52-week lows could be a short-lived move, if not a fake down, and it might not work out. Half of what will happen is those playing short down there are going to have are going to buy to cover, out of mercy, at some point, and they're going to have that liquidity bought up by larger hands. And this is why I think a very strong rally is going to be forming next week, kicking off next week. And today might be a doji day, or today might be a all day grind up green day. I feel like this is the area because we've had 7 days of rejection below this of demand, of strong demand, and that everyone is so bearish, more than almost any time in history, that if a move started to move up and it just kept going, shorter term shorts will be covering, medium term shorts will eventually have their pivot points where they start covering, longer term shorts will have their points where they start covering, and it's just going to be, in addition to a rally, it's going to be there's going to be a bunch of shorts fueling extra, kindling on the fire. I think we really could see an extremely strong rally over the next 2 weeks to 4 months, depending on how it plays out. And I actually drew up the exact way that might play out over on my Twitter, if you want to take a look. I drew it up with all the different resistance points, where it might pause, come back down, present exit price targets and entries. You can look right at it. It was intelligently thought through and drawn up. And could it be wrong? Yeah. But could it be right? Yeah. So it's not necessary to be right or wrong. It's necessary to trade and to understand how to trade. Do I ever trade pre-market? Yeah. What's my Twitter @ handle? It's Evan Evans USA. Not North Korea, not Venezuela, not Sweden. It's Evan Evans, USA. There you go. And that's EVAN, EVANS, in case you don't know how to spell this fine, proper Welsh name. It's a very common Welsh name. It's the equivalent of John in Wales. So my name is John Johns. Mike says SLDB is moving. Oh, INM with that huge volatile move. I think it was maybe even coming out of a halt. INM hit 8.5 off a CN 6.5 in pre-market. It's very volatile, but man, is it perhaps yielding some return? And then you said to take a look, yeah, at SLDB. Yeah, let's put that right here. Not enough volume. Who said that? Okay, Mike. If there's just not enough volume, there's been like 3 trades on it. Make sure they make sure that any stocks that you get interested, have volume. Yeah, ABOS is dumping after yesterday's run up. That's okay. We're not in it. If you're in it, exit. What a nice move on INM. See, the market is just dojiing. It's going to be a ranging day today. So far, that's what it looks like. And we knew that from the open with the split volume the way it was. What would that gap down on the VIX mean for the market? Let's see. There is no gap down on the VIX. I'm looking at right at the VIX right here. So what are you seeing and talking about? That's really what we got to work on. It looks like we're going to get a wedge, a symmetrical wedge on the market today for the first hour here, which would signal continuation in whatever was the prevailing trend. So the question is, what was the prevailing trend? I think it was kind of sideways. I think so. Today could just act really sideways all day. Oh, and I am actually seeing some bullish divergence from the VIX. Is it too late to get in INM? No, you could get it on the break of 861 for a breakout. It's acting like a breakout stock. 860 breakout with a stop at 790. So 70 cents of risk. Use the 1% rule to size your risk to 70 cents. If you don't want to lose more than 1% of your portfolio on such an endeavor. Yeah, the VIX is slightly bullish this morning. Oh man, that's pretty awesome. But let me tell you something, Andre. Andrew, sorry. You should play MNQ, not MES. You're going to get 30% more ROI. All right. It seems like the small cap market is moving up. That's a really good sign for the market because small caps are some of the highest risk. What's the Glenn says, how and where did you learn to do technical analysis? Number one, you have to be smart. You really do. This is the trading the stock market. A person who's smarter does have an advantage over a person who's not as smart. Okay, so now if you are smart, then what you can do is just learn everything you can about patterns, about charting, about technical analysis. Um, there's much more to learn than is in any one book or any one set of information. It's in fact, it's lifelong. I need to go back and brush up on Elliott wave theory and Wolf waves. That's something that I plan to do. There's been previous periods where I've mastered those things and been an expert, but I just have a terrible memory. Some things stick, some things don't. I need a refresher on all that. You just always learning, you know. Humility is one of the best traits in the market, and ego the worst. So don't ever really think you know everything or you're the shit, or that you're impervious, because there is always a level, there's always a factor in the market that can destroy anyone at any level.
Alert.
And so I'm always learning. It's an endless pursuit, technical analysis. I've been learning for 25 plus years. Let's keep an eye on AIMD. All right, AIMD just had a flush down. Did you guys get that? Did you guys get entry on the flush down? That's the second entry in AIMD. If you were in class last night, you know that you get at most, typically on average, 3 flush down entries to VWAP before it starts to level off and do its thing. Who got the flush down entry to VWAP on AIMD? Oh, Andrew, you're a moderator in here. I didn't even know that. Good question. Ego is the worst when you're trading well. Yes. Is this your first time here? Oh, yeah, you had. Okay. Very good. I see you're working on keeping things flowing here, Andrew. Thank you very much. Let me see something. Andrew, you had that question somewhere. 35. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Where would I put $80,000? Dude, you need like a 1 hour session with me. Like seriously, it's $100. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I am somebody of 25 years experience. And you should send me a private message, because if you're about to put $80,000 or want to put $80,000 somewhere, it's worth $100 to get some perspective for an hour with me on that. And I'll even tell you, places you can go to find even wiser information than my own during that session. So just private message me, and I'll get you the link to my scheduler. And I highly recommend a talk. We should do a talk.
because there's a lot to consider. And I think that now is a really good time to maybe do something with that $80,000. But you need to talk. You need to talk about the risks, how to manage that from now and forever, and all that. Yeah, I mean, $100 for $80,000. What is that? Let's see. .1%. I mean, most people pay about five in the stock market. Most people pay about 5% for insurance. I don't know. If the home is worth $400,000, what's 5%? $20,000. So maybe over the life of the home, you spend $20,000 on insurance. Maybe you spend more, but most people spend about 5% on insurance. This would be just 0.1%. And Nicole has a really nice tip. She says, don't do things that you don't understand, because you will lose it all. I might not be able to turn you into an instant gazillionaire. Hang on, guys. We're getting some. What is this? Oh, okay. We are now getting a nice bullish move from the VIX. And that is being met with a new high on the market from the market open, not pre-market, but a new high, new market high this morning. Yeah, Andrew, that is my thesis this morning, is that this is it. This is a great spot to get into the market, investing long-term right here today, because of the downside protection going on that we've seen repeatedly 7 times this year at these levels. You have a cushion right beneath you here. That doesn't mean you can just let things run. So, you read my Twitter to get more of an idea on that thesis. And there's even more on that in our member group. Here's a flush down on AIMD. Make sure you buy it up. That's the third flush down. Flush down that VWAP. There it is. It slowed down. That's it. When it slows, actually, it might be halting right there. So be careful. You might want to just, okay, no, it's not halting. So that's the spot where it slowed down to grab it. Ben says, dude, if I had $80,000, I'd book an entire week with Evan. So what I was saying is I might not be able to make you a gazillionaire in a 1-hour session, but I can damn well make sure that you lose less. And that in and of itself is worth 0.1%. Because let's say you lose $40,000 because you didn't know what you were doing. I could probably get that down to $800 instead of $40,000 just by a 1-hour session. So I'd save you $39,200. Is that worth $100? All right, let's get out of this AIMD. Hopefully you guys bought that little dip there. It was right into a support area too. It's a pretty tasty spot to buy into it. INM starting to break the highs again. There's the entry on INM. Looks like a fake out, little fake out wickage, but it was on low volume, a low volume fake out. So we should be able to get past those levels. And currently I would watch out for 830 as your stop if you just entered around here. 830 to 835 should be a little bit of a support level on INM. A little bit, I say, because just watch yourself. Very volatile. That little region there. All right, you guys, that's our morning session. You know, oh, look at that. We got INM now pulling back and breaking through that supportive area. That would not be a good sign, in my opinion. Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says trading is not a get rich quick scheme. It takes years of experience like anything else. Oh, and then INM got bought up off of that rejection zone and catapulted higher, is now at 891. Very nice. Who's in INM long? I'm going to switch over to the 15-second chart, get a little bit more detail on all this. Mike is in. Great. You made a killing on an Apple put at the open today. Is Apple not doing too good today? Let's see. Or you just got a short little move? Yeah, well, okay. That was probably a little dangerous. Hey, it's you, Strawberry. You are Emma, right? How you doing? Emma, what you gonna do? Did you want to try and get into the group? You never did finish the conversation over there in the group with me. So I take that as you don't intend to really follow through on it. But maybe at a later date, you know. And so, but if you do, then you need to, you know, message me. I can't chase down every person. Don't have the time. So it is a bit funky action, and there's VWAP on INM. You know, those who were in class last night, you could probably see, you know, how it turned into a base building type play instead of a momentum breakout play back here when it broke down a bit below VWAP. And so these breakouts on INM might be met with fake out action and flushes back to VWAP. It is possible to hybridize and you play both sides. You just, you know, you size down each one so that you can mix them. So you do a little breakout trading here. You've got a base building you're doing. Eventually the breakout trading, you know, you're exiting it because it breaks a pivot and you still got a cost average for the base building strategy. And that's how it can work. That's a good idea, Emma. Yeah. Do the classes. No, yeah, absolutely. You know, and I was kind of thinking that about you, you know, because I said some things that were like kind of a reality check, you know, which I often do. And it can be painful, you know, for some people. I'm not saying it was for you, but it can be painful for some people to learn that what they thought is this great opportunity. They could spin the wheel, and if it lands on red, you become a millionaire. Is actually not true, and that you could lose all your money. And you don't. Some people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, so they go over to another guru, you know, furu, which tells them, no, you know, this is fun. You know, this is how I got my Lambo. You put it all on red, and then they lose all their money. But whatever, you know, people will go where they're going to go. I can't control that, you know. But the right advice, in my opinion, is to be extremely cautious. And probably I've been around longer than those guys that, you know, got a Lambo. Yes, reality check. Because it can be a downer, you know, it can be a bummer. It can be a downer. You know, you have to recalculate what you thought. You know, but then, you know, if you can master this, you know, it becomes what it is for you, whether it's an active income stream, which eventually you could build into a passive income stream or simultaneously. But it's just like anything else, you know, in the end. I was a professional poker player for 2 years. You know, that has its risk rewards, and it's, you know, that's an active income stream. Does anybody know any passive income streams in poker? They don't exist other than staking someone and getting a percentage. But yeah, poker, that's an active income stream. So day trading and swing trading is a very active income stream. It's a job, but you really do want to have the goal of building up a passive income stream so that eventually you don't need that active income stream. And it should be in a pyramid type fashion if you do continue at all, where you have your longest term, safest, lowest risk assets as the bottom of your pyramid, and you have the highest risk, like active income streams at the very top of that pyramid, and it's the smallest part of your wealth. Because of the volatility. All right, let's zoom out here. That's probably the end of the stream. Let's see if there's anything kind of shaping up. IONQ has got this descending channel here. All pre-market and morning. And so if it can break that trend line, that could be an entry at 517. Own the card room. Yeah, basically. It's pretty low ROI though. Poker is not the highest ROI for a casino at all because they can't win. Because in poker, poker is a game of skill, not of chance, like roulette or something. It's like tennis, where you can't be sure exactly where the ball is going to go, but with skill, you can get it in the roughly right area. Same thing with poker. It's a game of skill. And because of that, all the house has is the rake. And the rake does not create a lot of ROI compared to, say, roulette or blackjack. Everything's a cash flow operation. Yeah. Oh, slots. Yeah, there's some good payout. Woo. Okay, everything's looking stable. Let's take a quick look at the market for a final answer. We are 58% bullish on the day. Okay, so the differential there, it's right in the doji range. Is 8%, or we're 8% on the 50-50 side towards bullish, 58% bullish. So with just a slight, move, we could become 58% bearish. And that's what we're doing right now. We're sort of oscillating back and forth, and we're hanging out around 50. In fact, right now it just moved down to 52% bullish. So that's what it's doing. I think we've got a doji day. You guys can check out early. I don't think there's really going to be much happening on the market today. That's the way it's shaping up, which is perfect. That gives you lots of time in slow motion to think about what do you want to invest in. We saw a lot of relative strength on Adobe, ADBE. That looks good. Tesla remains fairly relatively strong. Apple's been pretty weak lately. Although relatively speaking on the grander scheme, it's strong, but lately it's really fallen off of the relative strength levels. So I'm not quite sure that I'd go with Apple. I think maybe Apple's going to weaken more. So anyway, we can talk about that more later. I'm going to take my first morning break. Everybody, it is Friday. If I don't see you, have a great weekend. And I'll catch you Monday. Don't forget to, Bitcoin's coming up to almost 19,500, by the way. Don't forget, I have the Market Mastery program and classes. You can learn all about trading to your heart's content. I mean, all we advocate here in our member and in our group is learning and practice and experience and wisdom, and then risk. So very important for you to cover your bases before you start up the business of trading. In the meantime, make sure you're doing something else with your money that you're much more able to control the certainty of the return on, such as mowing lawns, buy a lawnmower, selling lemonade, cookies. I mean, you name it, from the bottom up, there's so many different ways that you can make money out there that you already know how to do. So why would you go and try and make money at something you don't know how to do? It doesn't make sense. So learn first, practice in a simulator first, boot camp it, and you'll be ready in 6 months to 10 months. You'll see. It's a journey. And if you work at it, you can get to be a break-even trader for your first year. It's so much fun. But what you don't want to do is lose. That's just dumb. It's just not necessary. Okay. Make sure you learn and practice in a simulator until it's working, for at least the last 20 trades. We're profitable, all told. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll catch you in a little bit. Bye-bye now. Happy Friday, everyone, says RJ. Setting up trading sim. Excellent. Yeah. And really, Adam, I think you should commit to a certain number of simulated tradings per day. You can find out what that is for you, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 as you start practicing it, but then create a commitment. That way you can do the projections. You can say, hey, I'm getting, it's going to take me 3 months to get 1 year's experience. And that after 3 months, you'll have 1 year experience, so know what it is mathematically so you can measure it. Randy wants to say that IONQ is breaking out of that trend line. Oh, that's the one I'm looking at right now. It's at it, but hasn't broken it. But it's at it. You are correct, Randy. It's at it. I need to see it break 516. I need to see a 517 print. And then maybe that's worthwhile. And you take it to a pivot of 508, the way it's moving pretty slow. All right, you guys, later.